I mean, one of the things I learned about and tried to write about, I think, is the experience of being in a small group in danger. And, you know, that is human history. I mean, we evolved as a species in groups of 30, 40 people in very, very dangerous environment. And so when you put when you put people in that kind of circumstance again in a modern context, I think it resonates in a very, very kind of ancient and frankly satisfying way. But in terms of the fight in Afghanistan, or the effort, the struggle in Afghanistan, the Korengal, sometimes people see the movie or read my book and say, this is hopeless, what are we doing there? And I have to kind of remind them, like, the Korengal is only 6 miles long, and 1/5 of all the combat when I was there was taking place inside those 6 miles. So just mathematically, there's got to be an awful lot of places in Afghanistan where there's no combat at all. And you really can't take a place that's 6 miles long as representative of very much. You can't take Palo Alto as representative of the U.S., neither can you take Detroit. You know, I mean, there are all these sort of separate truths. And, you know, for me, I think, I mean, American soldiers are good soldiers, you know, like they really are good at what they do. And I think where the failure has happened really is with government, you know, government in Afghanistan. And the Afghans, they need something to believe in. I mean, the Afghans, if they believe in something, they will fight like devils. You know, I mean, they drove the Soviets out of Afghanistan with some weapons from us, right? You know, at the end of the day, there's a government in Afghanistan which they don't see as serving them. It's stealing them blind. It's a criminal cartel, basically. And you know, no sane person would die for a criminal cartel unless they're part of it. And, you know, I asked a senator, I was talking with a senator, and he sort of asked, what's the solution in Afghanistan? I said, well, sir, would you die for Hamid Karzai? And he said, no, actually I wouldn't. And I said, well, that's really what we're asking the Afghans to do, because until they start being willing to do that, we have to stay there. And we have to die for Karzai. And I said, you really have to give them a better government, and that's not corrupt. You really have to twist their arm on corruption. If we do that, they'll take care of the Taliban. They don't like the Taliban at all. And I mean, when I got into Kabul in November 2001 with the Northern Alliance, after the Taliban were pushed out, I was getting hugged in the street by Afghans when they found out that I was American, because we had kicked the Taliban out of their town. And, you know, we've squandered a lot of that goodwill, but I don't think, you know, I think we can regain it.